Okay, so here for part two, we'll just do a short review. I want to help make the decision what's best for our students. Is it to continue with our Briar Land Foundation, or do we want to go to a PTA or PTO model, because there is some more funding opportunities for the PTA and PTO than there is a foundational model that they can do to help the school. I want to explain the impact of the funding loss or gain, and the funding loss of the raffle and their monies that they tried to get for the school, and the possible gaining of monies from the per pupil budgeting, the per pupil funding, because a school our size can see some increase in their budget. I want to identify other members that are needed in our PTA PTO foundation, make sure everybody is on board, make sure everybody's on board for the curriculum team from all 6 of the elementary schools and the 2 middle schools and the high school, because they could have some curriculums that as a district we could share in-house if it was purchased correctly. I want to create that evaluation to gather information from parents, students, the staff, what other classes they want for our exploratory classes, to see if the curriculum that we have or have purchased in the past can help them as a cost saving measure, instead of just rubber stamping the approval for purchasing the information, purchasing more from with our monies. So I need to evaluate the plan, and with that I'm going to use the 7 steps for making a decision. So I'm going to gather information and share that information. So the possible positive outcomes that can come from this is that we have introduce new curriculum ideas to each school, because my school could have something that the other elementary school doesn't, and we can intermingle that back and forth depending on how they were purchased. We could get more funding with the per pupil budgeting, per pupil funding cost measures, and look at the positive negative outcomes that could come out of that. Is I could lose my job as the principal for having the implied support or support of the raffle. We could have loss of community support because of the raffle and the negative connotation that comes with it, and because basically it was gambling. And then loss of control of curriculum due to and the curriculum committee, because I would like to propose that expanding that curriculum committee, and we may not keep the head of the curriculum committee as a employee of Briarland Schools. So myself as Principal Santos, I want to continue moving forward, and I want to ask for additional training to understand the fundraising policies to help make change in my behavior and the things that happen. I want to be cognizant of the activities that are happening and not allow the improper fundraising or even have it move as far as what it did this time. I don't want to continue with rubber stamping the Briardale Foundation with recommendations, by taking the recommendations from them to the curriculum committee and back and forth. We need to make sure that all stakeholders have a say in it. And the biggest risk that can come out of this is the loss of funding or loss of allocations due to the per pupil budgeting or funding. So implementation, what are we going to do moving forward? How am I going to make this happen? I'm going to present the new funding idea, set a meeting with the district superintendent and the impacted principals, and share this idea and show what the monies will look like for them. I want to show data of the proposed funding amount, the curriculum, find out what curriculum is available at each school and what curriculum was purchased with ownership rights that allow us to share it within the district. I want to create an evaluation tool metric that can be sent out to all the stakeholders to see what can be done to help them understand what exploratory classes they want offered. Because if they want a program that another elementary school has, hopefully we can either share a teacher or have that curriculum shared with us, and we can do vice versa with another school. Anything is possible if we just open up and see what's available for us. The biggest risk that I can have is that the superintendent and the principals do not want to agree with the changes because of loss of funding for them. But I'm hoping that they'll see that the shared curriculum and some other things, the other things that can happen, can be a benefit or a cost plus to all the students. And here are my resources. And as I did this, I did see that I missed the one for reading rockets, and I will just attach that to my Google Doc sheet because I saw that I didn't have that in here as we went through this. So thank you. I really enjoyed this. The school finance piece has really opened up my mind, and next week when I go back to the building, I have a list of conversations that I want to have with my building principal. Thank you.